Everybody loves a good tight end. You got Beyonce, J-Lo, Nicki Minaj. Oh, this is a football video. Today we will be discussing my top tight ends for 2023. So obviously in the first tier, the God tier, you got Travis Kelce. There's not much that I can say about Travis Kelce that hasn't already been said. He's the best tight end in football. He should be drafted as the first tight end off the board. The question is not, should he be the first tight end off the board? The question is, where do you feel comfortable drafting him? Travis Kelce obviously should be a first round draft pick, but I do think that maybe later on in the round is where you should be drafting him at. In between the 8 to 12 spot is pretty much your best spot to be in because you can still grab Travis Kelce and grab a top tier wide receiver like a CeeDee Lamb, AJ Brown, Devontae Adams, or you can still get yourself a stout running back, maybe a Derrick Henry, a Josh Jacobs, Tony Pollard. Those guys can fall to you in the beginning of the second round. I really have a hard time drafting him in the first 5 picks, but if you wanted to do so, I can't be mad at you. The positional value that Travis Kelce gets you on a week-to-week basis is really second to none. Now, the tier below that, Mark Andrews, Darren Waller, and TJ Hockenson. That's going to be my best of the rest tier. Those are the guys that really has the best chance aside from Travis Kelce finishing as a top tight end, but you don't have to grab them in the first round. You can go anywhere between rounds 3 to 5. You can get, the Darren Wallers of the world, TJ Hockensons of the world, Mark Andrews. So you can still grab yourself your number 1 receiver, number 1 running back, and then grab your tight end if you don't feel comfortable going with Travis Kelce as your first pick. The tier below that, that's George Kittle, Kyle Pitts, and Joe Everett. That's my betting on talent tier. The situations might not be the best. Obviously in San Francisco, we obviously think it's going to be Brock Purdy, but we don't know for sure. The Shanahan offense, everybody's replaceable. Jimmy Garoppolo, Trey Lance, Brock Purdy himself. Guys get injured and the guy steps up. And then obviously you still got Brandon Ayuk, Christian McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel taking picks. So George Kittle is really the 4th option on that offense, but I'm going to bet on talent. Same with Kyle Pitts, quarterback situation with Desmond Ridder. We hope that it's going to be better than Marcus Mariota. I don't think it can get much worse, but we don't know for sure. But I'm going to bet on Kyle Pitts as a talent. The same thing with Joe Everett. With Kellen Moore, that offense is going to be spread, and they're going to be passing the ball more times than not. So I do like guys like Joe Everett. Once again, I'm betting on talent. I understand Quentin Johnson there now, obviously. Keenan Allen, Mike Williams. You still got Austin Eckler. So you got a lot of, mouths to feed. But once again, I'm going to bet on talent. My next tier is going to be Dallas Goedert and Tyler Higbee. And that's the volume tier. Let's call it what it is. These guys are going to get immense value. And a tight end in fantasy, if you're getting the volume, that's all you can really ask for. What you don't want is a goose egg on your plate. Dallas Goedert is obviously going to be sharing targets with Devontae Smith and AJ Brown, but those are really the only 3 guys that's going to be catching the ball. Those 3 are going to accumulate for at least 75 to 80% of the targets from Jalen Hurts. Same thing with Tyler Higbee. You got Cooper Kupp. Cam Akers doesn't really catch a lot of passes, so it's really Cooper Kupp and Tyler Higbee. Cooper Kupp can go for close to 200 targets. Matthew Stafford is probably going to throw the ball 500-ish times at least this year, 550 to 600. So you can't give all those targets to Cooper Kupp. It's volume. I don't think that Dallas Goedert or Tyler Higbee is outstanding athletes. I don't think they're the best tight ends in the world, but I'm basing this off volume. You're getting volume. You're going to get, 2 to 3 catches a game at the very least with a chance for a touchdown. The best case scenario is they won't goose egg you. On my next tier, I'm really just based off of athleticism. You got David Njoku, you got Logan Thomas, and you got Cole Kmet. Cole Kmet just got a nice bag in the offseason. Justin Fields is by everyone's standards planning to take a step up. So I want to see what that offense is going to do. They got DJ Moore, you got Chase Claypool, you got Darren Mooney, you got Cole Kmet. You would assume DJ Moore is going to be the alpha, but Cole Kmet and around the red zone is going to get you targets. And once again, they paid him, so they want to use him. David Njoku, same thing. You got Amari Cooper, you got Elijah Moore, who's going to get a lot of touches on the offense. But I think in the red zone, David Njoku is a big threat. Deshaun Watson is going to take a liking to. He also has the ability to go for 70 yards. There's not many tight ends that can do that. And then with Logan Thomas, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm really just basing off of the Travis Kelce role. Eric Bieniemy is going to Washington. You see what we did with Travis Kelce. I'm not saying that Travis Kelce and Logan Thomas are in the same tier by any means. He did get a lot of open targets. A lot of the time, every time you see him on the field, he's always open. And you're thinking to yourself, he's the best tight end in football. How does he get open? Yes, he's very good, but a lot of that is play calling. I think that if he can just sprinkle in some of Travis Kelce into Logan Thomas, he's going to be a value because he's basically borderline undrafted. You don't know what you're going to get with Sam Howell. You don't know. You're not really too confident in that Washington offense. But once again, this is just a shot in the dark. That's strictly why he's in my tier. My next tier is been there before. So we're going to go Pat Freiermuth and Evan Ingram. I'm not too excited about these guys for various reasons. I'm not too excited about the Pittsburgh offense at all. I don't really want anyone in Pittsburgh. I'll take Najee Harris in the 3rd round if he falls, but I don't want him in the 1st round, and I'm not using him on my 2nd round pick. I don't really trust any of the pass catchers. Deontay Johnson is going to acquire over 100 targets. George Pickens should have a better year. I don't really trust Pat Freiermuth, but at the end of the day, he's done it before, so he's going to be there. Same thing with Evan Ingram. You got tons of mouths to feed. Yeah, everyone likes this Jacksonville offense, and they're going to be a lot better this year. But once again, you got too many mouths to feed. You got Calvin Johnson, you got Christian Kirk, you got Zay Jones, you got Travis Etienne out of the backfield, you got Tank Bigsby, you got Evan Ingram. I mean, is he 4th or 5th option on that offense on any given play? Like I said, I don't really trust him. But once again, he's been there before. So what you gonna do? Last but not least, this is strictly the touchdown or disappointment tier. Meaning these guys can get you a 0 on any given week, but look to them in the red zone. They can get you a touchdown here and there. That's Hunter Henry, that's Irv Smith Jr., that's Hayden Hurst, and that's Noah Fant. I don't like the Patriots offense at all. I don't trust Mac Jones. I don't really want anyone on this team except for Ramondre Stevenson, and that's based off of talent alone. So, like I said, he is a favorite target of Mac Jones, so you could look to him in the red zone. Irv Smith is very talented, and he had glimpses in the Minnesota offense, but you're behind Jamar Chase, you're behind T. Higgins, you're behind Joe Mixon, you're behind Tyler Boyd. So you're what, the 5th option on that team? I'm not saying that Joe Burrow can't get it done. I mean, he can easily throw for 45, 50 touchdowns, but at the same time, if you're not getting a touchdown from Irv Smith, you're not going to be happy with his week, and it's more often not going to give you a 0 in that column, and that's not what you want from the tight end position. Speaking of the Cincinnati offense, let's look at Hayden Hurst last year. He had decent games, but he also had games where he killed you. Now he's in this new Carolina offense with a rookie quarterback, and same thing, a lot of mouths to feed. I don't really know what's going to happen. He's a guy who can do it. He's done it before. He can get you a touchdown in the red zone, but he can also get you a bat 0, and I don't want that in the tight end position. And Noah Fant, this Seattle offense was high flying last year, to no one's guess. You still got DK Metcalf. You still got Tyler Lockett. You got Jackson Smith as Igbo. So he's going to be, once again, you got Ken Walker. He's going to be, like I said, the 4th or 5th option. That's not what you want from the tight end. But at the same time, he can give you a red zone look. He can give you a touchdown. So those are my top tight ends in 2023. Thanks for tuning in to today's video. Remember, subscribe to see more content from me and everyone here at Just in Time Media.